Account for 14 trillion naira fuel subsidy savings or face legal actions, Serap tells 36 governors. Wiki. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, Serap, has urged Nigeria's 36 state governor and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Wiki, to urgently disclose the spending details of the estimated 14 trillion naira fuel subsidy savings they collected from FAAC allocations, including details and locations of projects executed with the money, and the implementation status and completion reports, if any, on the project. Serap urged them to provide details of the plans on how subsequent fuel subsidy savings they expect to collect from FAAC allocation, including details of any planned project on which the money would be spent. Serap also urged them to publicly invite the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to track and monitor the spending of the fuel subsidy savings money collected by you, to ensure that the money is not diverted into private pockets. The 36 governors and the FCC ministers have reportedly collected trillions of naira from FAAC allocations as fuel subsidy savings since mid-2023, but the increased allocations have not translated into improved access to basic public services, such as quality healthcare and education for poor and vulnerable Nigerians. In the Freedom of Information request dated 4 October 2025 and signed by Serap Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization said there is a legitimate public interest for governors and the FCC ministers to urgently explain how they have spent the money they have so far collected from the subsidy savings. Serap said the savings from the removal of fuel subsidy ought to be spent solely for the benefit of the poor and vulnerable Nigerians who are bearing the brunt of the removal. Transparency in the spending of the money would help to avoid the morally repugnant result of double jeopardy on these Nigerians. The 4 requests read in part: there is a significant risk of mismanagement or diversion of funds linked to the increased FAAC allocation collected by the states and FCT. The spending details of the money collected by several states and the FCT from fuel subsidy savings have been mostly shrouded in secrecy. Millions of people and vulnerable Nigerians have not benefited from the trillions of naira collected by the governors and FCC ministers as a result of the subsidy savings. Nigerians continue to face a worsening poverty crisis. Several states, including your state, are also reportedly spending public funds, which may include fuel subsidy savings to fund unnecessary travels, buy exotic bulletproof cars, and generally fund the lavish lifestyle of politicians. So, as people have told them not to come and explain how they spend the money, the real core of the matter is, are they going to come and do that? Is Wiki going to come and explain to anybody how he spent any money? Or any other governor for that matter? Jim was said, so Serap or Syrup, they have been on sleeping pills since all this while. I hear they smell. Paul Legwabo said such huge amount of money would have been made publicly before giving it to the governors and the FCC ministers. However, whosoever released the money without monitoring the spending should be held accountable, yes. For the internet of justice, such monies must not be overlooked. Trillions of naira, not even millions, not even billions this time. Chidowe Lucius says, Nigerian thieves, where will you be on that last day? You run to the sea will be boiling. You run to the rock will be melting. Chibuzo says, Serap is just empty drum, Abi. Just empty drum, making lots of unnecessary noise. It seems they are gradually becoming a political party that makes noise for attraction. I haven't seen any serious achievements the Serap has gotten for the Nigerians, but they always come for social media to shout like a serious set of people that they are not. Marcus Goho says, don't forget, Wike is more than a governor now. In fact, he is a president, Abi. I go lie for you. He said, you expect Wike to lose case in Nigeria court? Impossible. That case will always lack merit. That will be the statement of the judge. Kaludike says, will the legal action be taken here in Nigeria judicial system or in America judicial system? Because we have to know. Because if it is in Nigeria, obviously there is no case. There is no case, so. Alaji says, so it is the governors that are saving for subsidy. You can imagine. They are sharing it to them. Reiwe says, if only this man's picture can be removed from posts appearing on my page, I'll be grateful. Bozzy says, they are not fixing anything. Nigerian government is like hit and run drivers. They don't even hit and run any longer. Daily Alfred says, bunch of corrupt, public stolen funds which people you haul from now throughout eternity, because God is not a thief but a sinless holy one, so no escape for any of you. Afterlife on earth is over. Kazim Maida says, Wike is no longer a governor. He's a minister now. And they are allocating money to him also in Abuja. So, Inyama says, but he's a minister and the governor of Abuja. Abi, I thought your so-called judiciary ruled that Abuja is a state, not federal capital, just to favor Tinubu. Regards to 2023 election results, Tinubu couldn't win Abuja, so Wike will not be exonerated. Mufan Frank says, because they've never given our own share, you dey deceive yourself like say una be better people. And I say God no dey with us. It is well. As Samson Aluko says, some of the governors changed this allocation to dollar at any rate for keep. Nothing concerned them about fixing bad road and other infrastructure, but to do this evil against the masses is just wickedness and pure giddiness, because how much do you want to pack for yourself? How much? And Olawesi says, any step Serap is taking was backed up by the president. The president has made us understand that we should hold our governor accountable for anything that we are suffering in our state. It is obvious nobody has been checking all these governors, just mismanaging money. Only one state in Southeast increased minimum wage. What did others do with their money? They really need to be checked. Christopher says, which place are you going to bring them to? Try them. If they fail to account for the said fund, okay, maybe you bring them to the court in America or heaven to try them. Because it's definitely not in Nigeria that you try them. Because nothing is going to happen. As Aladle says, Olambi says, Serap Nigeria is lawless, and for privileged fake corruptions is part of dressing thieves. Thieves doesn't go after thief. Over to you, my listeners. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.